My question is more related to those who claim to be minors but pose as the adults. I've got several articles in here. Border Patrol nabs hundreds of illegal immigrant adults posing as children. Border Patrol nabs 8 illegal immigrants who pose as unaccompanied minors to avoid deportation. This is an article here with our school districts across the country that are dealing with this. This is from city officials in Lynn, Massachusetts, that talked about adults now, adults that are in this country. They posed as minors. They're in this country, and now we've got 23, 24, 25, 30-year-old people in our high schools. Think about that. They're in our high schools. They're across the entire country. City Superintendent of Schools there, Catherine Latham, in Lynn, Massachusetts, said this is out of control. They have, these individuals are in their schools. There's very little documentation. It says federal policy prohibits city officials from inquiring into a child's immigration or citizenship status and background. We've got problems here, folks. We've got problems, and the left is just continuing to ignore it. They're ignoring it. Mr. Carey, what proof, since we got individuals coming in here, they're old, what proof is required to determine a minor's age?
Well, you talked about screening at the border, so Customs and Border Protection, I believe, is the law enforcement entity that determined that these children...
DNA, my friend, do they do?
Well, I think these children were determined not to be eligible as minors before they would have been turned over to ORR.
Okay.
So a law enforcement body determined that they were not minors and they did not go into ORR.
Yeah, so DNA, birth certificates, passports, medical records, what does somebody need to produce?
Well, in fact, birth records and a host of other materials are collected both from country of origin and...
What happens if they don't have any of these documents, sir?
Well, I believe there are individual circumstances, and those are, in fact...
What is the protocol then?
Well, I think it would vary greatly. I do not know what it is currently because I'm not in the office.
All right. This guy here behind me, I'd like to spend a moment with this guy. This guy here, 24 years old, he posed as a minor. He comes into this country, shares a fake name. It's not him. He wasn't a minor. He said he was 16, 17, comes in, he's 24 years old. ORR releases him. They send him to Florida. He's over there hanging out with a fella, his sponsor, not a father, not a mother, just a sponsor. And what does he do? A few short months later, he kills him. He kills him. Now, I don't know what the protocol is down there, but when I look at this guy, he's got more chin whiskers than more 40-year-olds have. Look at that guy. Now, how does a guy like that get into this country as a minor? He comes in, he says, my name is such and such, no such name. And he gets released into this country, and he took a life. There's just more than this guy. There are hundreds, if not thousands of them in this country posing as minors. I could sit here and talk about the MS-13 gangs that are coming in here and harming our American people and our citizens, and what are we doing about it? Ms. Vaughn, I wish I had more time. I do. Ms. Rodriguez, ma'am, thank you for what you do. Thank you for exposing what this administration has done to this country, putting the American people last each and every time. But we're in control now, and I can damn well tell you help is on its way. Thank you, sir. I yield back.
Ms. Ross.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.